Hello everyone, it's Wednesday afternoon and it's sunny and I've got my cat on my lap and I've just been made aware that it's the 26th of March and it's exactly 20 years since Doctor Who came back. Oh look, here's Socks. He was awake and looking at me then. Hello Socks, what do you think about the anniversary of Doctor Who? Not much. When Doctor Who is on in any form on TV, he will sit on my lap and watch. He sits on my lap for most things, but Doctor Who he watches. He likes all the colours, I think, and the noise. He likes really intrusive incidental music. I thought I'd mark the anniversary of Doctor Who with, so I'm just looking at email, that's ridiculous, by reading a little bit of a book I wrote a couple of years into the renaissance of Doctor Who. When it came back, and it was made by lots of people I knew and written by, it seemed, everybody I knew, I felt weirdly attached to it and weirdly left out of the whole process, and still do really. It's a very kind of distant thing, but I have occasionally been asked to write bits and pieces for tie-in fiction. And 2 years into the show coming back, I was asked to write one of the tie-in BBC novels, which I did, Sick Building, in 2007, 18 years ago. And this is the story of Tierman's world, a planet covered in wintry woods and roamed by saber-toothed tigers and other savage beasts. The Doctor is here to warn Professor Tierman, his wife and their son, that a terrible danger is on its way. The Tiermans live in luxury, in a fantastic, futuristic, fully automated dream home under an impregnable force shield. But that won't protect them from the voracious Crow. A huge and hungry alien creature is heading remorselessly towards their home. When it arrives, everything will be devoured. Can they get away in time, with the force shield cracking up and the dream home itself deciding who should or should not live? Things are looking desperate. I'll read a bit from chapter 6. I haven't looked at this for a long time, so forgive me stumbling through this if I do. There was no way of knowing the time of day down here on level minus 39. There was no natural light, of course, this far down, nor were there any clocks. The place existed in a permanent half-lit limbo. Luckily, the Doctor had an excellent sense of time. He knew he had been down here for just over 6 hours. 6 fruitless hours had elapsed since those servo furnishings had roughly manhandled him into the elevator and then out again at the very bottom of the dream home. The morning saw him bruised and rueful and seething with frustration. "Foolish Doctor," he seethed. "What a complete div." Once more he had let his insatiable curiosity get the better of him, and with disastrous results. He had effectively given in and allowed himself to be brought here and imprisoned. He had been keen to see what went on down here, close to the dream home's power source. The makeup of this fantastic building fascinated him, and its secrets had led him into this disastrous situation. Here he was, trapped now, and the hours until the advent of the voracious claw were slipping away. He hoped Martha was all right. She had looked so shocked and horrified as he had allowed himself to be dragged off by those robots. Perhaps he should have resisted, disabled them, grabbed Martha, and left the ungrateful Tierman family to it. That would have been the best and most logical thing to do. Ah well, that wasn't the Doctor's way. Now he had to make the best of it. The thing was, there wasn't much down here on level minus 39, just a few mostly empty rooms, dusty and disused. A few hunks of rusting machinery and and leftover bits of robots. The Doctor had to hand it to Tierman. He really was a whiz with all that stuff. He had built robots out of seemingly everything, old lampstands and drinks cabinets, everything. He could bestow intelligence on any kind of inanimate object, it seemed. Tierman was like some kind of Frankenstein, using furniture and household objects rather than human body parts. Exploring the rooms of this desolate level, the Doctor found that he soon returned to the doors of the elevator. He gave the controls another go with his sonic screwdriver, but with no result. Somehow they were completely impervious to the old sonic, which the doctor took rather personally. Something different about the doorway this time, though. He blinked. That wasn't there before, was it? He was sure it hadn't been. There was a bulky vending machine standing next to the lift door. It certainly hadn't been there last time he'd wandered through this way. It was one of those machines with a glass front showing rows of cans of pop and bags of crisps for sale. The doctor stared at it and realised that he was quite peckish. He fished around in his overcoat pockets, finding coins which, if not the correct currency, were about the right size. He had just forced one of the coins in when the whole machine shook and gave a sort of cough. "Oh, hello," said a velvety female voice, emanating from deep within the vending machine. "Good morning. I think you'll find that coin is the wrong sort." "Ah," said the doctor. "Course, the machine talks. All the machines talk. Why should this one be different?" Rather shamefacedly, he pocketed his inappropriate coinage. I don't have the right money, but I'm starving hungry. Any chance of some crisps?" "My name is Barbara," said the machine, in its smoothly seductive voice. "How may I help you?" "Crisps," the doctor shouted, into the metal grill next to the coin slot. "I could eat my own trainers here." "You'll just have to owe me," Barbara sighed, and all her insides lit up suddenly. There was a clunking and a thunking from within, and suddenly a can of pop and 3 packets of crisps shot out into the tray near the doctor's feet. "That's great," he grinned, grabbing them up. "Thanks, Barbara. I'm the doctor, by the way, and I'll see that you get paid." "Oh, no matter," sighed Barbara, rather voluptuously. She shrugged her shoulders. And that was the first the doctor noticed, realised that she had arms hanging down either side of her squat bulk. She was the most ungainly robot he had ever seen. She went on, "I'm just pleased to be of service, Doctor. It's been a long time since anyone's shown any interest in my comestibles." The doctor opened up a packet of smoky bacon. "Nothing like crisps for breakfast," he grinned. Then he pulled a face. They were soggy. It was like eating old leaves fished out of the gutter. He tried to hide his disappointment. He didn't want to upset Barbara. "Delicious." He really hoped the pop wasn't flat, but the can opened with a reassuring fizz. "So, you have been relegated to the minus levels too, have you?" Barbara said, looking the doctor up and down. "I must say, you don't look much like a servo furnishing. Has Tierman taken to fashioning androids?" "I'm not an android," the doctor shrugged. "I'm a prisoner down here. Old Tierman wanted me out of the way." "Oh, well," said Barbara, "he's like that. I fell from favour a good while ago. I don't even know why. Years ago it was. I've been here ever since, shuffling about on minus 39, hoping that someday someone like you would turn up. Someone who wants crisps and pop for breakfast." There was a lift in her tone, like the doctor had made her happier than she could ever remember being. Suddenly the doctor was imagining days stretching out ahead with nothing to eat but stale crisps. Except, he reminded himself, there weren't endless days stretching ahead, were there? There wasn't even a tomorrow morning waiting for them. Today was the day the world ended, remember? He gulped down his pop. "We have to find a way back to the surface, Barbara, and we need to do it now," he belched. "Sorry." "We?" cried Barbara. "Me as well?" "Of course," the doctor said. "We need to get—" "What about my friend?" Barbara said. "Your friend?" "He's down here as well. Been here years. We need to get him out as well." The doctor was beginning to regret starting this. Okay then." Barbara lurched out of her place by the wall and began squeaking away on her casters. "He's not far away. He'll be so delighted. We thought we were goners, we did. We thought we'd be left down here, hidden in the house, when you-know-what happened." She turned to the doctor. You know what is, don't you?" He nodded solemnly. "The voracious crow." Barbara gave a shudder. "Exactly, and the voracious crow won't be satisfied with a can of pop and some mouldy old smoky bacon crisps." The doctor followed her as she bustled arthritically down the corridor. "But Barbara, how do you know about the voracious crow hidden away down here?" "Ah," she said. "Well, the house told me, didn't it?" The dream home told us. The dream home has talked about little else for days now. Has it? The doctor asked, a little surprised by this. And the dream home isn't very happy, Doctor, she sighed, about any of Tiaman's plans. I bet he's not. The doctor said, just as they rounded a corner and entered a rather darkened, dusty room. Here's my friend, Doctor. Here he is. Toaster. Toaster, wake up. The doctor moved to help Barbara wake her friend and fellow prisoner. It was a sunbed, lying there somewhat despondently in the shadows. Maybe I'll stop there. Oh, hang on. I'll do some sunbed. This scene comes in between, and then we're back. The sunbed coughed and spluttered, making ultraviolet tubes in his transparent body crackle and spark with brilliant blue light. He was in so much worse condition than Barbara, the doctor thought. He looked like he had been worn into the ground and then cast down here into the dark recesses of the dream home once he had been deemed useless. The doctor experienced a flash of anger and then determination to do anything he could to help these mechanical unfortunates. I do hate to see you like... I do hate you to see me like this, in my decrepitude, Toaster sighed. I wish you could have seen me in my prime. He was magnificent, sighed Barbara, huskily. She was standing back and observing as the doctor buzzed his sonic screwdriver into Toaster's various nooks and crannies. Can you fix him up with that device, Doctor? Can you help him? Only superficially, the doctor thought, as the sonic went about its busy work inside the sunbed. Only enough to get it on its feet again for a day or two. I'm trying my best, the doctor grinned reassuringly. Said Barbara. Maybe when you've finished you could have a little go with that gadget on my ailing parts. We'll see, said the doctor. My prime, Toaster was waxing nostalgically. Nobody could tan like me. I was like, flash, instant tan. Whoosh, that's you done. Turn them over. Flash. That side's finished. Easy as grilling sausages. I was brilliant. I was like a supernova. Flash. His tubes gave an over-enthusiastic burst of light, almost blinding the doctor. Oh, sorry about that. The doctor laughed and switched off the screwdriver. I reckon I'm done. That'll get you back on your feet, Toaster. The sunbed flexed his 4 short legs as the doctor stepped back. I believe you're right, Doctor. Brilliant. I feel like a new man. Right, what's next? What do we do now? I'm bursting with energy. This is brilliant. You, don't fancy a tan, do you, Doctor? The doctor considered it for a second. No, thanks. You're all right. I think our first priority is getting off this level, don't you? Barbara moaned happily. Oh, yes. Oh, say you can do it, Doctor. Say you can get us out of here. I'm not sure yet, the doctor said, but there's bound to be a way, isn't there? Even if that way isn't up, Toaster suddenly said. He gave a sparking flash of blue light. That was a flash of inspiration. What do you mean, Toaster? Asked Barbara. We might have to go down in order to go up, Toaster said. I thought this was the lowest level, frowned the doctor. Level -39. There is a lower level, Toaster said, and that's where we might find help. Help? Said the doctor. Who from? Asked Barbara. You don't mean from the Domo Voi, Toaster said. She'll help us, surely. I will stop there. I could just go on reading nonsense. This is Sick Building from 2007. I think it's out of print now, but it was part of this series of little hardbacks, of which they did about 30, I think, tying in with the series as it went on. And it was my one of my contributions to the ongoing renewed series of Doctor Who, to which I say happy birthday, happy 20 years, and many more to come, I hope. Okay, goodbye. I'm going to enjoy the sun this afternoon, and hopefully Socks and I will do some reading. See you soon. Bye-bye.